The biggest deals are done because of self-interest. If you have a deal, someone wants to gain something off the deal. They want to have something that puts them further in life by helping you. That is why, if you want someone's help, appeal to their self-interest. That is what I'm going to be explaining to you in 4 points. So, to start with the first one, prevents you from looking like a burden. Why? What is one common thing people have with deals? If there's nothing to be gained, why help you? It's just like you're helping someone and you get nothing. You've wasted time, energy to help someone that you do not even gain something on it. This is especially true in hard business. And sometimes you need to go that extra mile to help someone. But mostly if someone does not gain anything by it, why go that extra mile? That's what you will do the same. Let's take for example, your job. Why putting in extra hours, extra work, extra blood, sweat and tears to gain something you're not even going to get? It's useless. Then you look like a burden. Your boss, seems like a burden because you're doing something without getting anything in return. So that is why it prevents you from looking like a burden. So let's say, for example, so you put in the extra work, the extra mile, and then you're open to get a promotion. Your boss thinks this person is not a burden for me, it's a valuable piece I can use. So why not give them a little bit of the effort they put in? That is mostly common in jobs these days. Now we get into the second thing. It is human nature, and it's hard, it is wrong actually. People that say help someone without expecting anything in return. It's the dumbest shit you can hear because people are just going like me, me, me. As we say it here in my house, it's me, 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 and the rest they can die. That's how it goes so far. So everyone thinks for themselves, not for someone else's. Why is your biggest advice to the world? Just help someone without expecting anything. That's the dumbest thing you can ever advise to someone. It does not work. So, why is this human nature? People want to go forward. And it's especially because everyone thinks 99% out of people on earth, me, me, me. Me first. So it is. If you take a ranking, first, second, third. So, who's at first? Now, you can guess it. It's me. Who's at second? Family. And third, it's pets, maybe. So it just looks like this. First one is me, second is fam, third is pets. You can say everything that you want, but everyone wants the best for themselves. So you can go on the street and do that, but you're just making an idiot of yourself. So therefore, be smart and just stick to the human nature. Now we get into the third thing, and it is more to do with things you see commonly in movies. It has to do with favors. If you've done something for someone in the past and they say, I owe you one. It's the most common thing you see in movies, in action movies, in somewhere that they need someone's help, but it is illegal. You can name it. But you never hold the part of that emotions can change. Why can emotions change? People can transform themselves in a complete year. They can go from A to Z in a year. They can go from A to A in a year. They can go from A to B. You can name it. So you can ask someone for a favor that they owe you because they said it 4 months ago, but they've emotionally changed, and you get a cold-hearted no. Great job, my friends. Now you've established nothing. You get nothing in return. You're stuck with your problem. Life is great. So therefore, especially if it's someone you cannot trust, really. If it is a random stranger and they say, I owe you one, forget about it. If it is family, and I'll come to that later in this video, it is something worth actually. But if it just is a friend you know, not really a close friend or a best friend, it's just you know him, do not even begin on playing that card. Because then your hands are just burnt. Now, the fourth one is, it's a bit of a hard thing. And it's not something you establish quite easily. It's one of the hardest things that I actually find in this law, particularly. And it's more to do with how it's said. It can create a continuum. So this is more to do on the business side of things. Because if you've done a deal with someone and they know they can gain something, they may say faster yes. So therefore it can bring you something, but to that point it just holds. You have nothing to gain. So it's more like, if it is somewhere like a job in business or really high end positions, it can be worth something to you. But if you're just at the lower part, it's not really that useful. What you can do is give something, but it is more like a moi. Let's take, for example, my brother. He works at a supermarket called Jumbo. Maybe you know it, maybe not. What happens is that they get asked to work extra and they get something in return. So therefore it works. Most of the time it works one time, 2 times, because if they cannot really work, they're not going to. And maybe they just think, no, I'm not doing it. It's not this big of a gain for someone to do it. So therefore it is a bit of a hard thing. It needs to have immense value. So you can take independence. Independence is a big topic these days. Fame. Getting a shout out from a famous person, it's worth so much more than just a high five. Money buys everything. Money can buy 99% of everything that exists. And the last one is influence. So then it is valuable. But if it's just a snack, it's not something that makes this difference in their lives. So if you use the fourth point, do it to independence, money, fame, or influence. Now we get into a thing. How do you win people? How do you win someone to do a favor for you? Well, that has to do with one thing. Show them directly the benefit. Do not go like, "Hey John, can I talk to you for a moment?" "Yeah, Rick, no problem, of course." "So I have this job and it's a really hard job. And I know it made me probably 50K." Well, John's going like this. "Yeah, go on. I don't know what I can get, but maybe I've thought of giving you 5% of the, maybe 5% of the revenue." "All right, yeah, I pass." "Hey John, I have this job, it's for 50K. I thought of giving you 5% of the revenue. Would you be interested?" That sounds it. Showing to direct what they can gain. 5% of 50, another thing. It's 2,500. So then they immediately know what they can gain, how much it is, and it's not just the long out thing you're presenting. Fast, direct. That's something that we Dutch people are really good at. Now, do not ask for years gone by favors. Like I said, with emotions can change. Just do not go stretch it out. It's in movies. Movies are created. They're not real most of the time. So therefore, do not do that. But if you're going to give them something and you want to create that continue, give them 20, 15, 10, and stick it in at 10. Maybe if your business grows, you can drop it to 5, but the amount of money goes up. It's traits that you can ask for continuous favors, you can ask for continuous help, because they gain something and they're going from big to a little bit smaller. But if you're gaining, the amount of money is gaining, and only the cut is getting a little bit decreased. And the best thing is to do me, me, me. Frame a question like me, me, me. So if you take John. "John, I have this job. You get 2,500 for helping me. Would you be interested?" It's not just, it's for me. It's now, I've put out the equation of 50,000 and 5%. It's now just you. So John goes like this. Me, 2,500 for a job. How long is it going to take? Well, maybe 2 weeks. So I've earned 2,500 2 weeks. That's more than my yearly, that's more than my 2 weeks salary. Let's do it. They only think me. So therefore, it's better to frame a question like that. Not what you're gaining, what they're gaining. But there's a counterpart to this. And I said it with emotions can change. And it comes to this. If you have someone, a family member, a close friend, and you're only framing it, they get a percentage, something, a benefit, it can feel like they're just a business transaction, that they're just a business partner, and that they're gone. So it can hurt people because of their kindness. So that is why, if you have someone related this close to you, please be the one and do not offer them anything. I've done that too. My neighbor asked me if I could babysit their little daughter. Of course, he needed to go swim with his son. It was 1.5 hours. And just by he wanted to pay me, he said, "How much do you want?" I said, "No, nothing, you. For the 1.5 hours, no problem." I've done a favor for him. I got something in return. I didn't even ask for it. And the next day, he just gives me because he feels obligated to do that. That has to do with my previous law on the Friday video. And it has to do with the second counterpart, actually. When someone has done something for you in the past, they can feel obligated that you have put in the time, energy to do something for him, and you're just walking away without gaining something. It's again, that's human nature. It is far better if you can make someone feel obligated to do something for you. And if it is a close person, do not just go, can I ask you for a loan and then I'll pay you a little bit of interest? No, man, I have a really hard time. Can I just loan some money and pay you back it later? If it is a really close friend, they'll say yes. And if they go like, no, maybe not. Remember when you needed money from me and I gave it to you? I just want the same thing. That's how you do it. It's actually how I've done it with my team leader. I've worked for him maybe a couple of hours extra off the books. But my shift needed to switch because I had a very important appointment in the morning. So I asked John, I call him, can we switch? He was going, no, maybe. Man, I've done this amount of work for you and I'm only asking for a switch. Come on, man. And without a hesitation, he said yes. That is how powerful this can be. It can be one of your biggest friends in life. And it may be 13, which is known as a bad number. But in this case, it's just your friend. So I hope you've learned. It was a bit of a long video. It was an important one. It is something that you can use your whole life. So use this very wise. So I hope to see you in my next video.